Hi everyone. Welcome back to the Potsmokers Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Potsmokers Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament of the Christian Bible. I used the King James version of the Christian Bible to put together the prophecy of Israel from the scattered bits and pieces of prophecy left to us by the prophets of Israel. It became the Book of Zion. In order to publish the Book of Zion, which was necessary to fulfill the prophecy, I had to write the Potsmokers Bible. And once I completed the manuscript, which was in February, I decided that 420 was the perfect day to introduce the world to the Potsmokers Bible. So I waited until 420 to publish the Bible, the Potsmokers Bible, on YouTube. And I finished that publication and then started adding social media to it. So now I have several more social media accounts. And because of that, I decided to reread the Potsmokers Bible and Book of Zion to my new feeds. And it seems to be going pretty well. For those of you who were on Facebook and didn't see me for a few days, I'm sorry about that because they were reconfiguring. I haven't figured that out yet, but apparently they reformatted my account. But I wish that they would take all the perverts off of my account. Can we just have a filter Facebook that says, okay, this person does not want to be solicited by a bunch of men who wants dick pics. It's disgusting. But I'm not going to go into that. I've already discussed that on one or two videos. I wanted to actually do this video as a kind of a continuation of the last video that I did because it was pretty damn harsh. And it had to be harsh because we live in a really messed up society. And the Bible was written in such a way as to bring about this very judgment that I spoke of in my last testimony. Because I'm not judging the world by my own head. That's not where the judgment comes from. The judgment comes from this book right here, the King James Version of the Holy Bible. This is the actual book that I actually used to actually write the actual prophecy of the actual book. So if you're wondering where I get my authority, it's from the King James Version of the Christian Bible. The very Bible that condemns the Christians. Which is part of my last video. Now, my last video was talking about the destruction of America. And I got through two of the components of the controversy of Zion, which was COVID-19 and President Donald Trump. There was a third part of that, and that was the pot smokers. Now, because the pot smokers are priests, they've been forgiven. So if you voted for Trump, you're just misguided, okay? Now, you've been judged to shock and awe you into opening your eyes and saying, oh, maybe I better read the prophecy. Maybe I better take into account that maybe this is real. Because every Christian knows that it's imminent. Judgment is here. This is the end times. But that what they don't understand is they're on the wrong end of it. They've taken the part of evil. They've condemned the innocent people, the pot smokers, the drug users. We did nothing wrong. We didn't even exist until the laws opposing our creation were put into place. There was never such a thing as a Zionite until pot became illegal. And then slowly every pot smoker became a Zionite by virtue of the fact that they chose pot over society. That right there exempted you from any judgment of any book because you've already overcome. Now, if you fell down the rabbit hole and voted for Trump, it's because you're ignorant of the truth. You need to read this because this is your truth, not the crap out there. Because that is crap out there. The Bible is not your enemy. It's your friend. It's your best friend. If you get high. Because it gives you the whole fucking enchilada. It gives you the whole world. It puts you in the place of honor. And who doesn't want to be honored for the pot smoking? Come on, pot smokers. Seriously. How would you like to spend your entire life getting high and being paid for it? Not in money, because money is a thing of the past, but in actual goods and services. That's like here, I offered you this. Will you please say a prayer for me? I need to have you take care of my whatever. That's what a priest does. A real priest. Priests don't stand in front of the pulpit and preach to you. In fact, Isaiah forbids it. So don't listen to your preacher, because he fed you down a rabbit hole. If you get high, read the book yourself, because that is your truth. And if you voted for Trump, if you fell into that trap, it's okay, because you get high. Every time you get high, your sins are forgiven. Your iniquity is purged. So even though you fell down the rabbit hole, it's just because you didn't know any better. It's because you didn't have the truth. And as for those who don't use drugs, the same applies. I'm here to save, not to condemn. And being judged and found guilty gives you the opportunity to fix your sin, to redeem yourself, to find yourselves worthy. Now, those of you who have already contracted COVID-19, it's too late for you. If it kills you, it kills you. If you survive it, then you too have a chance to reform. And that's what this is about. It's about reforming. Judgment is not about condemning and imposing penalty, and making you to suffer. What good is that? The Grey don't want to condemn you. They don't want you to become a weed. You do that to yourself through your deeds, through your willingness to follow fools down rabbit holes. But as long as you live and breathe, you can redeem yourself. If you realize that not wearing a mask has killed your loved ones, and you become repentant because of that, God, that's a high price to pay for your redemption, but that is your redemption. You still can be redeemed, even if you voted for Trump. But you see, Trump was put into power to bring it all to a head, to force the hypocrisy into your face, to force you to decide one way or the other, to make you choose your destiny. Are you guilty or are you innocent? Do you have the capacity to change or not? Do you see the evil that is before you? Or are you part of the evil that is? If you're part of Trump's team, you're part of that evil. Because he's been judged. He was judged before he ever took office. He was put into office because he was judged so terribly guilty of all the things that America is guilty of. He's the example of what not to follow. And if you're willing to drop him like that fucking hot potato he is, and follow your own faith, it's like if you love Jesus, Jesus can save you. Not by miraculously showing up as a ghost. Because he died, remember? How can he come back? Where's his body going to come from? The ether? Quantums? Quantum physics? Sorry, that's where I come from. Because this book right here says Zion over and over again. Zion, 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 Zion. Zion, it literally says Zion is given judgment. So if you're asking what authority I have, right here, this gives me the authority. Because I fulfilled every stipulation of the prophecy of Zion. Because I took the time and effort to put myself into prison for my religious beliefs so that I could be justified by this book. And that is the controversy of Zion. Because I claim this book gives me the right. And I challenge anybody who believes in this book to prove me wrong. Let's debate the issue. You think you know this book? Yeah, think again. Because if you've been programmed by a false religion called Christianity, this book condemns you. I know. Because I'm Zion. And God gave me judgment. It's written right here. Shall I find it for you? Let me see. I had it upside down. Let me see. Make sure I got enough time. Isaiah. Let me see. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. It's just, where is it? See, I have this problem. I don't have the capacity to remember chapter and verse and content too. Okay? My head is so full of the content of this book that I decided long ago not to do the Christian thing, chapter and verse. It doesn't matter where it comes from in the text. What matters is what it says. And it's in the book of Isaiah several times. Let me see. Come on. Let's start at the very first part. Zion shall be redeemed with judgment, and her converts with righteousness, and the destruction of the transgressors and of the sinners shall be together, and they that forsake the Lord shall be consumed. For they shall be ashamed of the oaks which you have desired, and you shall be confounded for the gardens that you have chosen. For ye shall be as an oak whose leaf fadeth, and as a garden that hath no water. This is talking about pot. And it puts me in judgment right there. So there you go. So may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn light. Remember, you can be redeemed. You just have to give up your false morality and follow the Grey. Find your joy and pursue it. Make that your happiness. Stay happy and high. If you use drugs, you have every right and reason to. I love you too much to say goodbye. So I'm going to say later. I'll never say goodbye.